Hi, I'm Ruth with Lakeside Nature Center, and we're at the Kauffman Stadium today to release 3 young American kestrels that were brought in over a few-day span period from some people that work there and some just patrons that were around at the time when they fell out. There were 4 initially. One of them didn't make it, so we had 2 males and a female to release. They commonly, every year, they will nest here in the Kauffman Stadium. They'll be at the very, very top. They like to hang out at the very top of this building, and they have really long tails, and they'll sit there and kind of flick their tail up and down. This is a great place for birds that eat insects. If you just spend a few minutes here, you can see so many different kinds of birds. It is a good place to have your young kestrels because their first several months of their life, they eat a lot of insects because they can't quite hunt on their own larger prey like rodents, lizards, things like that. So they eat a lot of insects, and there are tons of insects around this area. So we had a small window. We don't have another game until Friday, so hopefully in that time span they'll be flighted enough and they won't get into more trouble and people won't pick them up and bring them to the center. So this is one of the female kestrels, and you can tell the male and between the female by a few different things. Here, sweetheart. The feathers on their breast have streaking on them, and you'll see the males have polka dots. The wing on the female is really brown. The male will have gray along there. And the biggest telltale sign is the tail. The female's tail is striped, and the male will have a big red bold color with a black solid line at the bottom. So this is the little male kestrel, and you can see the feathers on the breast are all spotted. The outside wing there has gray. He's got very sharp little talons. The wing is all gray, leading edge of the wing, and the tail is red with this big bold black line. So as you can see, those little kestrels flew up into these small trees, and they'll hang out there. Unfortunately, because there are so many other birds and they are a predator species, they are instantly attacked by the other birds around here. The yellow bird that you saw is a western kingbird, and they're just being protective of their babies, even though those little kestrels can't hurt them. But so they always usually a release like that, if you do it, they get mobbed by songbirds, and it's pretty harmless. They just kind of bother them. So as soon as it kind of chills out, they'll start calling. The parents will hear them and come down and kind of bring them back into the group. And they actually flew a lot better than I thought they could. They always do. We only have them in a smaller area at the center, so it's always amazing when you do release how well those little guys can get some air and take off and get up into the sky. So I'm sure in a couple days they're going to be up there with their parents, watching them from the top and seeing what mom and dad are doing, how to catch prey, and just following along in their footsteps. So it went pretty well, pretty happy about it. And thank you, Susie Rains, for coming and helping with the release. She was one of the finders. She works here at Kauffman, and we appreciate everybody who finds animals and brings them to the center for assistance. So thank you again, Susie, and you guys take care.